just making a video like at the new accommodation and that, which I don't like. Like, give you guys a little tour. This is the dirty elevator. This is my room, little shit room. Yeah, it's not very clean. It's a shithole. This is the size of the room and that. That's where I sleep. But there's really no like, there's no like I mean, there's a vacuum coming on Monday, so tomorrow I'm gonna be able to vacuum the floor. The floor's really dirty. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not exactly happy about moving here. Like, obviously circumstances outside of my control like led to this position. Hopefully the job interview goes well on Tuesday and I get some income coming in, because right now I don't have any income coming in, so I'm making YouTube videos to like try to like cut the costs and stuff. But I kind of have to hold the beggar's cup for a little while now because I don't have any money, and I obviously need to make money so I can survive, because basically everybody's abandoned me at this point. It's all every man for himself, really. Well, not really. It's not really every man for himself. That's actually inaccurate. It's me for myself and everyone else with the others. I mean, what led to the position that I'm in now? Just bad support systems. People not really very nice, you know. Not very nice people. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not really going to expand too much on it. But yeah, tonight I'm just gonna listen to an audiobook and then just have some tea. Like, I'm gonna have this tea I'm just gonna have some tea and I'm just gonna go to sleep. I'm listening to a Storm of Swords right now, and I'm gonna start from the first chapter with Arya, like when she's escaping from Roose Bolton. Like, she's at Harrenhal because she just escaped from Roose Bolton, who was holding Harrenhal. Like, she left Harrenhal with a bunch of horses. Because at the end of the Clash of Kings, which is like right there, you guys see it's literally right here. A Clash of Kings, yay! No, I don't really like reading it. I just like listening to the audiobooks and stuff. So I'm just gonna listen to like some Cersei chapters as well, and in A Feast for Crows. Maybe I'll just re-listen to A Clash of Kings again, because I actually really like Bran's chapters where he's talking about the history of he talks about the history of the Starks and how Ramsay Snow, who's the son of Roose Bolton, like one of the houses of the North, the second most powerful house in the North. It's the Starks and then the Boltons. How they're encroaching on Lady Hornwood's lands and they're massing at the Dreadfort, which is the ancestral seat of the Boltons. They're massing at the Dreadfort and they're encroaching on the Lady Hornwood's lands because Lady Hornwood, her husband's dead, and she doesn't have any heirs. So that means that when she dies, there's not gonna be anyone to claim the Hornwood lands. So the Boltons and the Mandaleys are fighting over that. And there's just a bunch of stuff that Bran's going through. Like, Bran's chapters are pretty kind of depressing. Like, he's just a little kid. Kind of like he can't walk around anymore. He's constantly depressed. I mean, he just got crippled by Jaime and Cersei Lannister because they wanted to hide their incestuous relationship. So yeah, I'm just kind of like using these books to kind of escape reality a bit. But I'm just going to go to sleep soon because I need to go to the library tomorrow to use the Wi-Fi so I can prepare for my interview on Tuesday, which is in Oldbury. I need to just like go through like a bunch of other stuff, prepare, make sure all my documents are in order now. Yeah, that's basically it. And I ended up putting like some food in the fridge downstairs so I could make sure like I could have some tomorrow. And yeah. But yeah, anyways, what was I talking about? I was talking about the Clash of Kings and stuff, but like, I find it super interesting. I don't know, sometimes I like listening to different chapters here and there. But I find Bran's chapters very interesting. Like, on the third reread, And Theon's chapters are especially like compelling. He's a compelling character because of a character arc. Like Theon is definitely very character like driven. I mean, he's with the Starks, and then he's with the Greyjoys, and then he's like doing his own thing, and then he ends up getting his cock chopped off by Ramsay Snow. Like, there's actually something crazy that happens in the chapter, like in a Clash of Kings. Like Ramsay, like he ends up getting captured by Roderick Cassel, who's the Castellan of Winterfell, and he brings him to Winterfell as a captive because the Boltons were doing some really bad things near in the Hornwood lands. Like they were doing really bad things. And then Ramsay Snow married Lady Hornwood, and he kept her shut up inside some tower cell, and she ended up starving herself to death. And he made her like sign all these papers and stuff so that like technically they're married because he did it before a septon, and he arranged everything. Obviously, it was at the end of a sword. Like if she didn't do it, then she would have got her head chopped off or something crazy like that. You guys know how Ramsay does stuff. I mean, he's very brutal, very sadistic and masochistic. Honestly, like damn, like this is me at my most masochistic. Remember at the beginning of Kill Bill, like the guy just get like the bride just gets her head blown off, and he's like, "This is me at my most masochistic," and he just pulls the trigger and blows her head off. It's funny. It's interesting how someone can survive a bullet to the head. It's definitely possible. Someone can definitely survive a bullet to the head, but it's definitely not like like most people are not gonna survive a bullet. Come on, let's be real. But anyways, that's a little tangent. But coming back to the main line, I find a Storm of Swords a lot more interesting than a Feast for Crows. More so because like it's kind of hard to get a handle on the story. Like you kind of know where the story is going in a Storm of Swords. Like everybody's got their own like story. Jon Snow, he's at the wind, he's at the wall protecting it from the wildlings. Yeah, there's a certain theme and narrative to the story that you know it's gonna go in one particular direction. You don't exactly know what's gonna happen, but you know that it's going in one direction. Like the Catelyn and the Starks are still fighting for independence. They're fighting to free Arya and Sansa, even though they think Arya is dead. Everybody's got an objective. Like every house has their own objective, like has their own goals and aims, right? Then there's the Lannisters who are controlling everything, and then there's the Tyrells who are the second strongest house in Westeros. The Tyrells are a bit more like they're more like the Freys because they're very like laid back and they're just gonna watch and see how everything plays out, and then they're gonna take the winner's side to guarantee their place in the world. Like they're gonna be second best, but at least they're gonna have a seat at the table, which is what their goal is. And then they want to make Marjorie the queen, and obviously that's gonna happen. And they want to control whoever's on the Iron Throne, like Tommen, because he's so easily influenced. And then they kill Joffrey because he's more of a powerful person. Like he's less able to be manipulated than Tommen. So they're playing politics. Like they're very good at playing politics. Like they're very sly, very sly. The Tyrells. And then there's the Greyjoys, who are not really in the story in A Storm of Swords. Like you don't really see much about Asha, and you just hear about Theon from the point of view of Catelyn Stark, who is the mother of Robb Stark, who's fighting for the North's independence, fighting for the Starks, allied with the Tullys at Riverrun, who are like another big house, but they're overshadowed by the Lannisters, who are the strongest. What do you call it? They're the strongest house in that part of the world. Like honestly, the power balance is very, very skewed towards the Lannisters. Like they have the most power in terms of military strength, in terms of like commanders, in terms of competency, everything. Like Tywin is very dangerous. Like you start to realize that as the story goes on. Tyrion's chapters are especially compelling. Probably one of my favorites. Probably one of my favorites. But the problem is I've listened to them too many times for them to really be anything new. Like there's just scheming, political maneuvering, scheming and backstabbers. You know how Robert Baratheon says that at the beginning in Game of Thrones. The realm is just full of backstabbing, scheming, and Like, how long can you keep something together like that? I think there was a bit of foreshadowing in the first season, like, or in the first book, like from Robert Baratheon when he tells it to Cersei. Like, why did Cersei kill Robert? Like, she had the most freedom in that position, like, in terms of, like, power. She actually had the most power when Robert was the king. Because after she killed Robert, okay, she becomes Queen Regent, but then you have to get married or you're not going to stay Queen Regent forever. Like, she's very short sighted, you know? You start to realize that about Cersei. She's not very. She's politically savvy. She's not an idiot. She's smart, but she's not as smart as she thinks she is. Like, that's what Tywin said. Tywin goes to you, I don't distrust you because you're a woman. I distrust you because you're not as smart as you think you are. That was funny. I don't know, like, but yeah, as I like listen to the stuff, I always like see or learn something new. Like, A Feast for Crows is definitely like a new kettle of fish. Like, I haven't really like gone too much into it, but definitely my favorite chapter and character in A Feast for Crows is probably Elaine or A Kraken's Daughter, which is Asha Greyjoy. But the Greyjoys are like, they're shown in the Clash of Kings, but Theon's just being tortured all throughout a Storm of Swords, so it's not really And Catelyn's chapters are so sad. They're so sad, man. Like, she's so depressed and sad about like she gets news that, like, this is after she's already freed the Kingslayer, Jaime Lannister. That was one of the pivotal points in the Clash of Kings, though, honestly, because why would you free why would you free Jaime Lannister in exchange for Sansa? And Arya is not even at King's Landing, so forget about her. So what was she even thinking? Like, I don't understand what Catelyn was even thinking. Okay, from her perspective, like, her son's dead because Theon killed both, what's his name again? Bran and Rickon, right? Bran and Rickon Stark. They were at Winterfell and Theon took over Winterfell. They got false news that they were dead. They weren't dead. Rickon went over to the Umbers, I think, and Bran escaped beyond the wall to become the Three-Eyed Raven. And Sansa's a captive at King's Landing. And Arya is just Arya. But yeah, I find like Littlefinger is also one of my favorite characters as well, because he adds a lot of depth to the story. Like, a lot of like storylines are created because of him. Like, as you like maneuver throughout the story, he's the one behind everything. Like, as you start to like go through the story, he's behind everything. Like, he explains later on in the book, in the Storm of Swords, that he was the one behind poisoning Joffrey because he would spread rumors about Joffrey. Like, his servants would spread rumors about him, like in the kitchens, stables, pubs, pop shops, whatever. And they would spread rumors, and obviously Littlefinger would praise Joffrey to the heavens in front of Marjorie and Olenna Tyrell. I'm just telling you guys how he maneuvers and backstabs and shit. Like, he's a fucking snake. But my point is that Littlefinger was behind starting the war with the Lannisters and the Starks as well. Why? Because actually, let's finish the one with Joffrey. But he planned to poison Joffrey, and he did it with the help of Olenna Tyrell. And then afterwards, he ends up using it against the Tyrells as well. And he steals Sansa Stark from the Lannisters because they were planning to marry her to Tyrion Lannister. So why did he poison Joffrey? Because the Tyrells wanted that. Like, they wanted that to happen. Because they wanted Littlefinger to basically, they needed Littlefinger because he became a powerful person. He just became Lord of Harrenhal. Like, a powerful power. They only gave him that title because they needed someone to marry Lysa Tully. Lysa Tully? Arryn? Lysa Arryn? Lysa Arryn, which is she's actually a Tully, but Lysa Arryn, like they wanted him to like bring the veil into the into the fold because they needed another house to attack the Starks. They wanted to destroy the Starks, and they did. The Starks really got fucked over in that war. Completely fucked over. Like they were smashing the Lannisters at the Golden Tooth and at the Westerlands, but my god, they got fucked over. Like the Greyjoys attacked them. Then the Boltons backstabbed them at the Red Wedding as well. The Red Wedding was just brutal. My god. Like as you start looking through the chapters in Callan, like on a second reread, like it's all pointing towards like a very scary thing happening. My god. The way he did that was just so fucked up. Like nobody expected that. Like even as you go through A Feast for Crows, people always mention the phrase as people that are like very unchivalrous and people that are just beneath everything. Like even in the prologue, in the epilogue, Merritt Frey, he ends up getting hanged by the outlaw brotherhood. They're basically rebels, like people that are like commoners and like people that are fighting against the Lannisters and stuff, like Sir Piper, fucking Thoros Myr, and Beric Dondarrion, and all those scary. I mean, you understand, like the commoners are fighting back against the power of the Lannisters, who are like a major house with a professional army and everything. But they're raiding their supply lines. They're attacking their foraging parties. Why are they doing that? Because the Lannisters are just burning everything. They're killing civilians. They're burning everything. They're committing atrocities, um, raping women, killing children, everything. Like it's just really bad. Tywin is the one that's telling them to do that stuff, but he's just so. Tywin Lannister is just someone I would never want to be like. Would never want to be around that kind of person. Like so domineering, so constant wish to dominate everything. But anyways, guys, just a little update, man. Peace.